Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Naimishe Nimishachetre Nishaya Sonakadaya Sattang Sargaya Lokaya Sahasra Samamasata Naimishe Nimishetre Nishaya Sonakadaya Sattang Sargaya Lokaya Sahasra Samamasata Naimishe Nimishachetre Nishaya Sonakadaya Sattang Sargaya Lokaya Sahasra Samamasata. Purport.
Prelude of the Srimad Bhagavatam was spoken in the previous three shlokas. Now the main topic of this great literature is being presented. Srimad Bhagavatam, after its first recitation by Srila Shukadeva Goswami, was repeated for the second time at Naimisharad. In the Māyā Tantra, it is said that Brahma, the engineer of this particular universe, contemplated a great wheel to compose the universe. The hub of this great wheel was fixed at a particular place, known as Naimisharanya. Similarly, there is another reference to the forest of Naimisharanya in the Varaha Purana, where it is stated that by performance and sacrifice in this place, the strength of demoniac peoples is curtailed. Thus, Brahmanas preferred Naimisharanya for such sacrificial performances.
So, the Vedic literatures, one cannot say that it is concocted. One reference is there, one reference is another Purana. Sometimes there are some rascal philosophers, they say that Srimad Bhagavatam has been compiled for, I mean to say, eulogizing Krishna, who was the son of a leader like that. So, but you cannot do so, because the reference is there, very old Puranas. Some rascal philosophers say, Bhai Bhagavat was compiled recently. The reference should be in the Puranas. So, this rascaldom has spoiled the whole Vedic culture, the so-called westernized scholars, because the real purpose was that the rulers, they did not want to present Indian culture as very old, because then their Darwin's theory will spoil. That was the nonsense proposition. That they are proposing that human brain is being developed. But if they accept that millions of years ago the brain was already there, then their rascal theory of Darwin will be spoiled. So actual fact is this, that this Srimad Bhagavatam was compiled 5,000 years ago, not that Vyasadeva manufactured something. All Vedic literature were existing. Vyasadeva only, just like I am presenting. I am presenting the Krishna consciousness movement. It is not, it is manufactured by me. It is concocted by me. That I have introduced, just like so many things are there. This samaj, that samaj, this samaj. We are not like that. As Krishna is old, so this Krishna consciousness movement is also old. It is as old as Krishna. And Krishna says, then 40 millions of years ago I spoke this Bhagavad Gita to Sun God. So where is the history? Where your history stands? Your history cannot give chronological table more than 3,000 years. So, Vedic culture is very old. It is not a concocted thing or a new pattern. It is eternal. Therefore it is called Sanatana. Sanatana means eternal. It has no beginning, no end. Sanatana. So, Vedic culture means Sanatana, eternal. Krishna is eternal. We living entities, we are eternal. And our relationship and exchange of loving service with Krishna is also eternal. Krishna is eternal, we are eternal, and our dealings with Krishna is also eternal. But sometimes it becomes interrupted by this māyā, which is called Svapna. Svapna means dream-like. As dream has no fact, it is all hallucination. Similarly, our detachment from Krishna is also an hallucination. Actually, there is no detachment. And when we are covered by this hallucination, just like in dream, we cry, oh, here is a tiger, here is a tiger. It's tiger. Where is tiger? Similarly, this forgetfulness of Krishna is like that. So if we simply follow the rules and regulations given by the great ācāryas, then immediately we can revive our Krishna consciousness. It doesn't take even a second. The method, just like you are dreaming, crying, there is tiger, tiger, and if somebody pushes you, well, why you are doing that? And if you immediately begin to well, no, all tiger finished. All tiger finished. So one has to give the push that there is no tiger. Then immediately the whole hallucination is gone. So this pushing method is given by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu personally, Krishna personally. Jivi jago, gora chando bole. Gora chand, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is asking everyone, wake up. The same, dreaming. Wake up. Jivi jago, gora chando bole. Koto nidra jao māyā pisāchira koli. Why you are sleeping on the lap of this māyā illusory energy? Why you are sleeping? Jivi jago, gora chando. Get up. Bhojiva boliya ele sangsara bhitare, bhuliya rohile avidyara ghore. When we are in the womb of our mother, the situation was so troublesome that we remembered at that time Krishna. Krishna, just like when we are in great trouble, we sometimes remember God. Similarly, that condition, backed up condition, when the child, when the baby gets consciousness back, death means unconscious for 7 months, that's all. That is death. There is no death. Death means I give up this body, enter the womb of another mother's body, And the mother nourishes by the material. The intestine joined with the baby, the mother supplies it through the pipe, and the child grows. When it is fully grown, then gets back his consciousness. So at that time, it becomes very much troublesome to remain in that packed up condition. So those who are pious, virtuous, they remember at that time, oh, Kṛṣṇa, I am again put into this condition. Don't laugh, it is a very serious subject. Try to understand. So, everyone has passed this condition, but by the influence of māyā forgets. So, bhojibo bolia enu samsara bhitare. Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, at that time again I promise, this time by coming out of my mother's home, I shall become a devotee. But as soon as he comes out, he becomes forgetful. This is going on. This is going on. There is no science, so-called science, who know, the scientists who know these are facts. How we are passing through repeatedly unpleasant conditions. As soon as we get a little light with this body, we forget everything. That is called māyā. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, the pushing, the point pushing, enechi ausadhi māyā nasi varo lagi. Now I have brought this, just like you have no experience in your country. In India, still there are snake charmers. If one is bitten by the snake, he remains unconscious. By mantra, he can be brought into consciousness in life. If a man is snake bitten, he is sleeping. Why is don't sleep, then you can sit at the end. Don't sit in the front. It is disturbing. Yes. Enechi ausadhi māyā nasi varo lagi. Lord Chaitanya says that I have brought the medicine. Māyā nasi varo lagi. Just like the snake charmer, the chants mantra, that is factual, it is not story. One medical practitioner friend of mine, when he was student in Lucknow, he stated that there is a palace building, Chhatar Manzil in Lucknow. There is some government office. So there were several snake bite cases. Several men were killed by snake bite. So they could understand that there is a venomous snake in this building. At opportunity, he bites. So one snake charmer was searched, and one Mohammedan snake charmer, he came and he captured that snake and took it away. Now these medical students, they do not believe in these mantras. They are surprised. They think that snake bite means finish. There is no medicine. So they were very much, because they are students, very much inquisitive, they went to that charmer at his place and wanted to know from him what is the secret. Is it a fact, that mantra? So he said, all right, I shall show you. So he opened one box, and several hundred snakes immediately came out. And all the students, they become so much disturbed. Some are flying, some is this way, that way, that way. Yes. And the charmer said, don't be worried. So long I am here, they will not bite. And don't think that these snakes are without poison teeth. So he took some of them and showed that here is the poison teeth. Not that. The poison teeth has been taken away. The poison teeth is there. But by our mantra, he is subdued. He cannot do any harm. So the doctor students, medical students inquire that can we not use this mantra? No, you cannot. Because it has to be perfection by practice. There is process. So this is a material mantra. The spiritual mantra, Hare Krishna, if you practice it just according to the rules and regulations, you become liberated. Namabhas. There are 3 stages of chanting Hare Krishna mantra. The first stage is Namaparad, offensive. And then the second stage is Namabhas. And the third stage is Shuddhana. So generally, in the beginning, we are offensive. Therefore, 10 kinds of offenses should be avoided. So, while trying to avoid the offenses, it becomes Namabhas. And in the period of Namabhas, one becomes liberated. And when he chants Shuddha name, he directly sees Krishna and enjoys his company. Just like Haridas Thakur, Jagannath Das Babaji used to do. So there is so much perfection in this. So we are sleeping under the spell of this māyā. And this is the only medicine in this age. Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Hare Nama iva kriva. Kalo nasti va nasti va nasti va gatiranna. This is a fact. If you take it seriously and do it nicely, this very life will become liberated. Without any doubt. That's a fact. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Iha hoite sarva siddhi hoive toma. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu blessed. You will get all perfection simply by chanting this Hare Krishna mantra. Go on.
The devotees of Lord Vishnu offer all kinds of sacrifices for his pleasure. The devotees are always attached to service of the Lord, whereas fallen souls are attached to the pleasures of material existence. In Bhagavad Gita, it is said that anything performed in the material world for any reason other than for the pleasure of Lord Vishnu causes further bondage for the performer. It is enjoined, therefore, that all acts must be performed sacrificially for the satisfaction of Vishnu and his devotees. This will bring everyone peace and prosperity. The great sages are always anxious to do good to the people in general, and as such, the sages headed by Shonaka and others assembled at this holy place of Naimisharanya with a program of performing a great and continuous...
This holy place, that is significant. Just like chanting here in London and chanting in Vrindavan, there is difference. There is difference. Because that holy place gives extra stimulus. Priti tad vasati sthale. Therefore, one who is advanced in spiritual consciousness, he develops a priti. Priti means pleasure. or love for living in such holy places like Naimisharanya, Vrindavan, especially Naimisharanya, Vrindavan, Navadvip. These are holy places. They are not within this material world. So, there is extra stimulus for spiritual advancement if one practices in the holy places. That's a fact. It becomes very favorable. Actually, we have seen in Vrindavan that most ordinary class, they come to Vrindavan for some ulterior purpose, to solve some economic problem or some other problem. But they become devoted. Holy place. In our Gauriya Math, when my spiritual master was living, many men came for many purposes, but they became devoted later on. Here also, in our temple, so many, they come, maybe some other purposes, they become devoted. Therefore, holy place has got a special effect. Narottam Thakur sings, Anande bolo hari bhajo Vrindavan. Chant Hare Krishna and worship Vrindavan. Hari Guru Vaishnava Majai Amon. Just get yourself absorb your mind in Hari Guru Vaishnava. Hari means the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Guru the spiritual master, Vaishnava the devotee. Develop your affection for Hari Guru Vaishnava. Live in Vrindavan, chant Hare Krishna, your life is success. That's all. This is significant. Three things. Any rascal, any rogue can be delivered simply by this word. Mone anande bolo hari bhajo Vrindavan. Hari Guru Vaishnava, but the main principle is Hari Guru Vaishnava Majayam. So you are now constructing very nice temple. Any one of you, you can go there. In Navadvip also, you can go there and live perpetually chanting Hare Krishna. Krishna will give you all facilities. Now you have got very, very big temples there, in Bombay also. So we are trying to give you all facilities for developing Krishna consciousness, but be careful, don't fall down. Then the chance is missed. That is the Naimisharanya, a holy place, gone.
And such the sages headed by Kṛṣṇa and others assembled at this holy place of Naimisharanya with the program of performing a great and continuous chain of sacrificial ceremonies. Forgetful men do not know the right path for peace and prosperity. However, the sages know it well, and therefore for the good men, they are always anxious to perform acts which may bring about peace in the world.
Yes, just like we are pushing on this Krishna consciousness movement for the peace of the world. Who can give better service to the human society than ourselves? Nobody. That's a fact. But people are not interested. Actually, they want material enjoyment. But when they are too much disturbed, because one cannot be happy by material enjoyment, that's a fact. Bishaya bishanale divanishi hiya jole. If you keep yourself on the material side, then your heart will be always blazing with material anxieties. That's a fact. You cannot avoid. Bishaya bishanale divanishi hiya jole. Toribare na koi nu upay. This is my position. My heart is always burning by material contamination. I did not do anything how to get out of it. This is the main business of human life. How it can be done? Golokera prema dhana hari nama sankirtana rotina janmila keno tar. Narottam Das Thakur is lamenting. The medicine is already there. It is imported from Krishna Loka, Goloka Vrindavan, and Harinama Sankirtan. But I have no attachment for it. So, one should, our propaganda is, we are giving the best service to the human society in the sense that we are trying to invoke him, awaken him, so that he may have a little attachment for Harinam Sankirtan, so that immediately he becomes freed from these material anxieties and material contamination. That is our mission. We are not presenting anything so-called mystic yoga or this or that. No. We are presenting the real medicine for getting out of these material classes. Golokera Pramodhana Harinama Santi. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's this method, Papi Tapi Jato Chilo Hari Name Uddharilo. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his Prakash, his first manifestation, Nityananda Prabhu, Brajendra Nandana Jai Sachi Sutta Hoilo Sei. Brajendra Nandan, Kṛṣṇa. Now he has come as Sachi Sutta, Lord Chaitanya. Balaram Hoilo Nitai. And Balaram has come as Nitai. What is their business? Papi Tapi Jato Chilo Hari Name Uddhar. That is their only business. Simply by spreading the Sankirtan movement, he delivered all the sinful and suffering human beings. The evidence is tar shakhi, because we want evidence. In everything we want to see whether it is actually practical. That should be intelligent. Narottam Das Thakur is giving tar shakhi Jagai and Mother. Here is witness, Jagai and Mother. These two brothers, they are divorced, number one. They were delivered simply by this chanting Hare Krishna. And actually that is also happening now. So, Harinam Sankirtan has got so much power that any kind of sinful man, any kind of debauch can be delivered and elevate him to the highest position of Vaishnava. It is so nice.
They are sincere friends to all living entities, and at the risk of great personal inconvenience, they are always engaged in the service of the Lord for the good of all people. Lord Vishnu is just like a great tree, and all others, including the demigods, men, siddhas, charanas, vidyadharas, and all other living entities, are like branches, twigs, and leaves of that tree.
There are different planetary systems. What do they know, the modern science? They do not know. They are trying to go to the moon planet. That is also a failure. But in the Vedic literature, we will get all information of all the planets within this universe. You are seeing so many planets are there, twinkling. But you cannot go there. But without going there, you can take the information from Srimad Bhagavatam, because it is written by somebody who is not conditioned soul. He knows everything. That we should take knowledge from Srimad Bhagavatam. These are the names of the inhabitants of different planets. There is a planet, Siddhalok. The inhabitants of that planet can fly from one planet to another without any aeroplane. Their Siddhalok means they have called they have all the 8 kinds of perfection in yogic practice. The so-called yogis, they are simply bluffing. One who is perfect in yoga, he will have 8 kinds of yogic perfection. He can fly in the sky without any aeroplane. Not only fly, he can transfer himself in any planet. That is highest yogic perfection. When one is able to transfer himself through this Brahmarandra to any plant he likes, that is perfection of yoga. Otherwise, simply pressing nose and showing some gymnastics, and after that smoking, and then it is simply farce. Simply farce. These are not yogic system. Here is yogic system. Anima, lagima, prapti, siddhi, prakamma, ishita, bashita. 8 kinds of yoga siddhi. It requires much energy, much talent. Jam, niyam, asan, pranaya, dhyan, dharana, pratyahar, samadhi. Then one comes to this position. That is not possible in this age. You cannot follow even jam, niyam. The yogi cannot sleep. He has to close the eyes half, because as soon as the eyes are closed, then the yoga system, that yoga system is not this bhakti yoga. Bhakti yoga is always alive. That is yoga system. Wow.
By pouring water on the root of the tree, all the parts of the tree are automatically nourished. Only those branches and leaves which are detached cannot be so satisfied. Detached branches and leaves dry up gradually, despite all watering attempts. Similarly, human society, when it is detached from the personality of Godhead, like detached branches and leaves, is not capable of being watered. And one attempting to do so is simply...
Here you have seen some foliage, some leaf falling down from the tree. It becomes gradually dried up, yellow, because detached from the tree. Similarly, as soon as you become detached from Krishna, your life is like that. It will gradually dry up. It will gradually dry up. This is the position. So, we are trying to again attach the, I am to say, join this fallen leaf with the tree. That is possible. Because it is a material, it is not possible. Spiritually, it is possible. So as soon as one becomes joined again with Krishna, his life is again revived. Electricity. Just like electricity switched off, there is no power. And make the switch on, again it is power. The switch on process is this Krishna consciousness movement. Go on.
Like detached branches and leaves is not capable of being watered, and one attempting to do so is simply wasting his energy and resources.
So what we will do by pouring water on the fallen leaf, you burn for many thousands of years, it will deteriorate. That's all. The real thing is to attack. Nirbandhe Krishna Sambandhe. Nirbandhe Krishna Sambandhe. One has to be attached to Krishna consciousness, anasaktasya vishayan, and detached from this material enjoyment. Then his life is perfect. Anasaktasya vishayan. Visha means this, eating, sleeping, mating, and depending. This is called visha. Anasakta. One should be detached from these 4 things and attached to Krishna, then his life is Krishna. We have got attachment, propensity, but we are falsely attached to this eating, sleeping, mating. That is to be transferred to Krishna, then your life is happy. Yeah.
Modern materialistic society is detached from its relation to the Supreme Lord. and all its plans which are being made by atheistic leaders are sure to be baffled in every step.
Yes, that is our prediction. No, this, any plan that is becoming baffled. Practically you can see. Formerly when we were students, they invented League of Nations. That became useless. Now they have invented United Nations. This is already useless. So this kind of plan will never make you happy. This plan to be attached to Krishna, then you'll be happy.
Yet they do not wake up to this. In this age, the congregational chanting of the holy names of the Lord is the prescribed method for waking up. The ways and means are most scientifically presented by Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and intelligent persons may take advantage of his teachings in order to bring about real peace and prosperity. Srimad Bhagavatam is also presented for this same purpose, and this will be explained more specifically later in the text.